Okay, here we are. Number one. Take two. This is getting weird. So, um, this is just a microphone with a towel on it, so you don't have to hear my breathing, because it's annoying. Okay, so, first things first, I'm already off the schedule that I'm about to put up. The schedule is going to be changed. It says that you all have your midterm project due on Monday. It is 12:30 a.m. Monday. You're not going to get the know ahead or you know, know in advance to do this. So, instead, we are going to skip ahead a little bit. And we're going to do 2 days of review where I'm going to review everything that we've done in Unit 2. And on Wednesday, we'll do the same thing. You'll also have a study guide. And later in the week, I will show a video of me doing the study guide and why I'm right and you're wrong. So, this is so freaking weird, man. Let's go ahead and start. So, under Blackboard, if you want to read the book that you paid for either through this class or if you actually bought the book, you can go to tab that says text, go down to Unit 2, and then you can click on any of these, except for that one. That one just downloads all the files for this. You can click on any of these and view them. And they'll tell you all the nice stuff you need to know. I'm not going to spend 20 minutes going through all of this. You can do it. This is the power of online. But I will talk about them. A lot of this stuff we've talked for a very good length about. And so I don't feel like we need to talk about it. I really hope you can hear all of this. If not, whatever. We're going to start off with leading tone chords. Secondary leading tone chords are, if you break it down, they're like secondary dominant chords, except for their leading tone chords. So, in the past unit, we studied how you can have a secondary dominant chord, which is just a 5 of whatever chord you want to emphasize. Like 5 of 5 is very popular in the key of C major. A 5 of 5 would be a 5 of a G major chord, because G is the 5th of C. And then you go up a 5th from G and find D. So it would be a D major chord. Almost said major 2 chord. It is not a major 2 chord. You've heard me say this. Okay, and after that, you have secondary leading tone chords, which are the exact same thing functionally, but they were developed a little bit later, historically, and it's just a way to emphasize a chord differently than a 5 of 5. So, you have, if you want to, in the example that I used earlier, I used a 5 of 5 in a key of C major. So the 5th chord is G. If you wanted to use a secondary leading tone, then you would just build a 7 chord with F sharp as your tonic of that chord. So it would just be F sharp, A natural, and C. And that would just move straight to a G. That's it. That's secondary leading tone chords. If you want to think about it another way, you take your bottom chord, whatever that is. If it's a 7 of 3 in a key of C major, 3 is an E. If you want to do a 7 chord of E, you go back a half step, D sharp, and you build a chord off D sharp that's diminished. That's it. Moving on. Next is closely related keys. And closely related keys are keys that either share a key signature with the key that you're currently in, or they are one pitch alteration away in the scale. So there are 7 notes in a scale. Only one of them will be changed with the addition of a sharp or a flat, and the rest will stay the same. So in a key of, let's say, F major, you have 5 possible keys to go to. And they are D minor, number 1, because D is the relative minor of F major. They share the same key signature. Next thing you would do is either add a sharp or a flat to the scale. So let's add a sharp, which would technically just be naturally the B flat in the F major scale. So now it's a major scale with no sharps or flats. That's C major. C major's relative minor is A minor. So we have D minor, C major, A minor. And then you would go the opposite way. So you would add a flat. So now it's scales with 2 flats, which is B flat and G flat. So in F major, you can go to G, B flat, A minor, C, and D, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Sorry, blanked out. And you can do the same thing with any minor key, and it would still be 5. The only difference is it would be the relative major of the home key. All the other chords would be the same. So if you were in D minor, for example, your relative major would be F. So that would be a 3 chord, but you could still do G, A, B flat, and C. So that's it. And that's 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry. This analysis of keyboard textures, I'll be honest, I don't remember. Don't tell my boss. So we're going to load it up. Oh, this is just showing different keyboard patterns and why they are the way they are. Why they are the way they are. So, all this is certain things that you see that's popular in keyboard music, which a lot of you are in a keyboard class or you have played a keyboard. So this is just, most of the year we practice good part writing, so you don't look at this. This is a way, and it can help you with your solo rep to analyze your accompanist part and seeing all this stuff and really getting the gist of it and what it means. So in a lot of this stuff, good part writing is kind of hard to play all at once. So they do these simple little machinations like this bottom line on this example that is... Sorry, my camera just cut out, so I'm just going to keep recording on here. So this is, this bottom line right here is all just different little tricks that they can do with their hands, that they move up or down a little bit, and it makes it easy for them to play just in general. So that's all keyboard analysis is. And we've looked at it before, and we've broken it down. And really, if you just need practice, then just practice. Look at some examples in the book. Go back over some of your assignments. And if you say, oh, I don't have an assignment, I turned in my assignment, they're all right in your assignment tab through here. But we're going to go back. Okay. So, secondary dominance in musical context is just showing where secondary dominance will appear. So for this, I had you all analyze something, and I had you do it in groups. I had you do a lot of it. and it was part of one of your assignments. I think it was in place of your assignment 7. So this whole section is looking at secondary dominants and secondary leading tone chords and why they are there, right? Because if you understand why, then it's a whole lot easier for you to learn. So, a lot of times these secondary dominants, they either appear at modulation points or tonicization points or at cadential points. And that's really about it that we're at in this stage. And I believe it was the Clementi that I made you all do. And I had you all do a Bach prelude earlier in the semester. You notice that very much. And especially the Bach prelude, he used secondary dominants to emphasize certain key areas just at cadences or just whenever he wanted to modulate an entire 4-bar section or longer. So that is that. So I know this has been very short. I hope it is helpful. If not, please feel free to reach out to me through email, preferably, just so that everything's in one place for me. I know this is weird. I know this is probably a little scary for you, but we will get through it. I'm the same person, whether I am standing in front of you or speaking into a microphone covered in a towel with a weird mustache on. So feel free to get a hold of me and we will work something out, as long as you are willing to put in the work to show me that you understand what I'm teaching. So that's the end of this first video, this first real video, and that's it. Man, this is really weird.